So it is mid-November, I think the 17th today, so 1 week from Thanksgiving. I wasn't really planning on doing any garden tour updates during the fall, but there's a couple cool stuff going on, so we'll do it. And this is also helps me know what happens in certain months and keep track of things. So we've been doing a lot of work, just cutting back, trimming, getting things cleaned up for the winter. And I'll show you what's going on. This area over here we need to completely clear out and finish painting the house. Still, it's been months. Ginger's doing great. And we found a bunch more as we were thinning stuff out in the yard, so we'll be able to propagate a bunch of that up in the spring. Our copperleaf hedge that we got from cuttings May, June, I think, came up really nicely. By next year we'll kind of top them at 5 or 6 foot, and that'll help them bush out a little bit, and we'll be able to get a bunch of cuttings off those as well. Our blood bananas used to be here, but we divided and moved those and divided a helicana clump and planted a monstera back there, which we divided them. There's another video about dividing helicanas, but same way, and split the root ball. And he's got a pretty flower right there. But that's cool, and we've got a couple of those in pots going now too that we can sell in the spring or plant in the front or do something with. We trimmed up the bamboos through the whole yard so you could see the culms at the bottom. But this is the Latiflorus. And he had some good late shoots. They haven't started to branch yet, but they've got to be close to 15-20 foot tall. But once they branch out, that'll get some nice shade and a little more privacy, so that's cool. The bases are starting to branch, but nothing on the tops yet. I don't know if they will this fall or if they'll wait till spring to really bush out, but we'll see. Another reason I make these videos is so I can tell when things happen. Barrel marks, and we split him. We got a couple of divisions going inside in water, so that'll be good. The Contracta, maybe approaching 10 foot tall, but next year will be a good year for him. Over here, Maui Gold's going nuts. Some of the elephant ears seem like they're dying back for the winter, and some seem like they're going to be fine the whole time, so he seems like he's good all year. Got a cordyline, helicanas. These are the low running helicanas, and they've got new shoots popping up everywhere. They seem to bloom almost year round, so we'll be able to divide a bunch of those in the spring as well. Yellow bamboo, maybe 6 foot tall, a couple little ones, but he was planted super late this year. Next year should be really good for him. Got a couple of cordylines, unnamed elephant ears from Walmart that are doing great, and a Singapore twist cordyline, which we saw these on a video a while back and haven't been able to find them at any nurseries, and then all of a sudden at the late fall a couple of nurseries had them, and we dug through and found ones with 2 stalks and planted the bigger dominant one where it would be best facing the garden, and then in the spring we'll be able to cut the other one down and propagate maybe 2 plants off of that one, and there's another one over by the bananas I'll show you. But pretty much we should be able to, if we get them propagated, make our money back plus some, which is cool. We'll go down this path, I guess. And we had a cold snap where it was in the 60s and high 50s overnight for a couple of days, but now it's close to 80 again, and today's kind of rainy, but it's been pretty dry otherwise. Oh, we also got all of these new rocks, which we've got to pull out the old pavers. But we were on a walk in the neighborhood, and there was a house that was kind of digging them out of their beds, and we left them a note asking if they wanted them, and they said come take them. So that's a lot of money in rocks that we just got for free. Dendrocalamus Valdis, we call him Tippy. Still our biggest, best bamboo. That was planted at the same time as the Latiflorus, but he got 3 late shoots this year. You can kind of see them peeking out the top there. They're just starting to branch, but that's got to be 30 plus feet, and that plant has been in the ground 19 months, I think. So that's amazing. Next year should be really, really exciting for him. And then in the spring we'll try and do a bunch of propagating for the bamboos, or even over the next couple weeks. Still trying to learn how, and it'll be trial and error, but all the new shoots have these little branches coming out that are all flexible and kind of just different, but I don't know, we'll see how they go. There's more of that ginger, cordyline, crotons, and we'll midwinter get a bunch of coleus and caladiums going, and we'll plant those around and pot some to sell them and all of that. Bambusa Old Hammy, one of the originals, planted the same time as the Valdis, but we moved him, and that really set him back. So, but still probably 16 feet tall, but he hasn't really got established yet. Next year should be really good. Got some monsters doing really good. We cleared out a bunch of stuff back here, and I think we'll try and put a waterfall, like build it from scratch sometime this winter if there's time. But it is getting very busy at work and very busy at home, so we'll do what we can. The papayas that we started from seed, just from a papaya at the grocery store, loaded with more papayas now. And I think we have 5 of those throughout the yard, so I think we spent $2.19 on a papaya, and 2 years later we've got big plants of them. Back wall still just doing its thing. I forget the name of the heliconas, but they're going crazy. I'll do a bunch of dividing and thinning out in the winter and early spring. We'll be able to replant and sell and all of that. The Textilis gracilis along the back is probably about 16 feet also now. Doing good, but next year should be really good for that. There's a Mabusa Nana, and every time he'd get up near the power line, something would chew his new shoot, so he's been kind of stunted. Probably squirrels, but they took down the 3 power lines and just left the cable line, FPL did, so we'll see what happens next year. Oak leaf croton, red sister and kiwi cordylines. Forget the name of him, maybe pie crust, I don't know. We still need to make signs for all the plants and when they were planted, but when we get time. And this was another $5 Walmart elephant ear that's beautiful and doing great. Yeah, like that one there, and some of the others back in there are dying back, and some of them are just doing great. This is Curtin Magnificent, and I think that's just a mammy. But the back wall's coming along really nicely, the whole thing, but still a ways to go. There's a golden Hawaiian bamboo back there, but I'm not climbing back in there, it's all wet. Bananas are doing great, they need to be trimmed. There's the other Singapore twist. Again, there's another stem on him in the back, so we can trim that and get more going. This is the other Valdis we have in the yard. Nowhere near the size of the other one, but this area, we're just getting the soil good. It was on irrigation later. Dendrocalamus gigantus. So I don't like how those leaves are looking, but it's probably going to be fine. But that is the last one we planted this year. He's had one shoot, but we're excited as he gets bigger. Monstera's going crazy. And there's more edible ginger. We pulled out a bunch earlier, a couple days ago. Cordyline and crotons and sweet potatoes. Our bananas are bananaing now. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, hey Jungle Cat, you scared me. Thought I was alone. But I think it takes 118 days or so for them to mature. So that'll be exciting. And again, we bought two $15 plants. And in less than about a year and a half, we have two giant clumps of it with more pups popping out that we can divide and sell, because I don't think we need any more bamboo clumps or banana clumps in the yard. Chinese dwarf doing really good. Then there's a helicona back there, and our golden goddess multiplex, which are underwhelming, but we'll see what they do next year. Buddha belly, dwarf Buddha belly, doing its thing. Which he was planted really late too, so next year it'll be better. Oops. Hey. And then the blood bananas. We've got two clumps now, here and over there. And they're looking a little rough, but that's just from transplanting. Hey, hey. And they'll be fine. Probably the wrong time of year to do it, but whatever. I forget the name of them. The black bamboos, Tropicanas, Eureka palms. We're going to cut down this last stalk right there, because he's grown into this latiflorus. And we'll just leave this new young one right here. He'll form another one. But those are really cool and free. Other latiflorus, this one's probably approaching 20 feet this year. We trimmed them all up, ripped out all the cannas, and they're all coming back. Let's see, what else do we got? Elephant ears and cordylines and different crotons. Giant elephant ear. The vines are still slowly eating it. Hopefully by next summer they'll be giving us some shade under there. Timor black bamboo. Again, planted July, August of this year, so for being in the ground 4 months or 5, I don't know, 4 months, that's really awesome. And he's throwing a new shoot right there. And hopefully it's not too late in the season, because sometimes if they shoot too late, I've noticed they kind of go dormant and don't really do anything. So we'll see. Mojito elephant ear. And then we had another elephant ear that was probably the same size, and he's going dormant. So we'll probably, if they're going to go dormant, dig them up and try and sell them off next spring when they come back, and replace them with ones that'll stay lush like this year round. Sweet potatoes and more cordylines. We want to try and get a bunch of bromeliads next year too. Blue Chungi sent up one good shoot this year. Say it's 10-11 feet. Hasn't started to branch yet. but I haven't seen any more signs, and that's probably all he'll do this year. Emerald, probably maxed out at 8 foot, but he threw a good bit of them. Still has one coming up now. Right there. So, for planted so late, that's exciting. Again, just a work in progress. Then that boat buried back there will slide to the side of the house, and still we'll get a shade house going there for propagation and everything. And then clear this out so we can finally eat under here. Which, when we built the pergola, that was the plan, and that was over a year ago, and we have not eaten out here. But just random, what's that, plumerias, a helicana, this area is completely overgrown. And then here's the helicanas and blood bananas we divided up. So, that one doesn't look like he's thriving, but we'll see. These are Zabrinas. And hopefully. But that's it for now. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.